Start with this news about Platner. He announced that he will withdraw from the race this week after new allegations of sexual assault emerged. This is a video of him bowing out.
I just want you to think about like what you would do as a regular person in a position where a much larger world, large forces were working against you personally to accuse you of the worst thing that a person could do, and it was not remotely true.
Exactly apologize.
No, not at all. I mean, he's casting this latest accusation as part of this Kafkaesque plot against him.
I just want to say one quick thing is that coming out of the Me Too movement, cancel culture is not real. And it all these people will just bounce back. Louis C.K. has a Netflix special out, but we need to talk about rape culture and how pervasive it is, and how, you may have done opposition research on somebody, but how somebody could have the confidence to, and I understand his whole campaign was like, I am, forgivable, and
I'm a flawed human being. I've done things I'm not proud of.
We can have a conversation about redemption, but the normalization of rape culture. And I'm sorry to just say that. I hope that's not it's just part of this conversation, is that we have made it so normal for people to have experience. Everybody knows somebody who is a survivor of something like that. And most people will not even think of it as something that will be blocking them from being a leader in a certain space. Or I don't even know.
Well,
obviously it's alleged still, but I'm just saying that
it's alleged. He denies it. I
right.
wonder, listening to him, if he, just hypothetically speaking, if he did it, I wonder if he has come to terms with that, or has simply convinced himself
because of
exactly, because he was apparently blackout drunk when it allegedly took place.
I think there's a reality that we live in where a lot of men, I'll just say, have committed acts like that, and they may not even consider it something that they think about or would be
That's a troubling
from.
notion. I mean,
I really think there's a normalization of it, and there's obviously hypocrisy on all sides of the spectrum here, but it's a conversation that I think what we need to be talking about is about how pervasive and it's ingrained within our society.
Well, if anything's going to be a catalyst for that conversation, I think it'll be this failed campaign.
Democrats need to pick a new candidate, though, and time is running out. All eyes have been on this race. Now he is going to formally withdraw on Monday, which is the deadline. Democrats have to replace him by the 27th, which is soon.
Coming right up.
Yeah, that's according to state law. Whoever selected will then have less than 4 months before facing longtime Republican Senator Susan Collins in the general election. Who are some of these candidates?
We have Troy Jackson, the former state Senate president, former candidate for governor. He seems like he's the one who's most in the mold of Platner. Nirav Shah, the head of Maine's Center for Disease Control, another former candidate for governor. He's more moderate. Shenna Bellows, the Maine Secretary of State, she's another one. But there's about 8 of them, more than we can name here.
Okay, so they got to figure that out.
They do have to figure that out, and fast.
Yeah, all right. That's up in Maine. Here in Massachusetts, you covered the first debate of the Democratic U.S. Senate race between incumbent Ed Markey and Representative Seth Moulton. What were some of the major takeaways from that debate?
Well, I'll give you my first big takeaway is that Seth Moulton still does not know how to talk about the comments that he made about trans kids, in sports right after the presidential election. Just a reminder to people, what he told the New York Times at the time was, quote, "I have 2 little girls. I don't want them getting run over on a playing field by a male or formerly male athlete. But as a Democrat, I am supposed to be afraid to say that." So he was asked about that in the debate. Let's listen to what he had to say.
First of all, let me be clear. To anyone out there listening tonight, anyone in the LGBTQ community or anyone else, I stand with you because I've always stood with you.
And he goes on to talk about the 50 town halls to Markey's one, but you pointed out in your article that he did not answer the question.
He didn't answer the question. He tries to turn it against Markey, actually. Let's take a listen.
You know who has a 0% rating from Human Rights Campaign? Our Secretary of State, Senator Marco Rubio, who Senator Markey voted to send to the State Department. How can you say that you support LGBTQ rights? How can you say that you support transgender people when you sent Marco Rubio to the State Department, Senator?
And I would say that this exchange redounded to Ed Markey's benefit because he pretty easily batted away what Seth Moulton was trying to say there. We can take a listen.
After the 2024 election, Congressman Moulton decided that he was going to throw trans kids under the bus, the political bus, and blame them for the loss of the 2024 election. Those kids are vulnerable. Those kids need love. Those kids don't need to be scapegoated and blamed for what was wrong with the Democratic Party.
So there's a strong moment for Ed Markey. I will say that Seth Moulton had plenty of strong moments. His case, I don't know if you've heard about this, Tori, is that Ed Markey is old. And he's found a way to mention Ed Markey's age in basically every single thing he says, every answer to every question that is thrown at him. Let's take a listen to one of the many, many cases, dozens of cases of Seth Moulton doing that.
This is not about being critical of age. It's about the fact that we need new ideas and a new playbook, because the 50-year-old playbook is just not delivering for our country, for Massachusetts. We've got a second term of Donald Trump, and we need new plans. We need new leadership.
50 years is how long Ed Markey has been in Congress, just coincidentally.
Do you think, and Ed Markey had recently come out and said, I have more energy than ever. I'm ready.
Yep, I'm invigorated.
Yes.
My ideas are the young ideas in this race. That's his angle.
I mean, I think going after someone's physical age is interesting now because there is this push. It's the question of how you separate, right, like new ideas from your actual age.
Mm-hmm.
A new, refreshing perspective, but you have to separate that from a party that, may not necessarily reflect those new ideas.
Well, and you have to both show that you're, in Ed Markey's case, that you're very crisp now, but also convince people that you're going to be crisp in 6 years. My hunch is that Ed Markey, the more we hear about Mitch McConnell being out of commission for mysterious reasons, I think every time that is broadcast, Ed Markey winces.
Okay, so we're hosting a debate August 3rd. You will be following this race.
We're hosting it with Boston 25.
Okay,
Yep.
Amazing. GBH politics reporter Adam Reilly, thank you as always for joining us.
Hey, thanks, Tori.